Hi, third grade friends. It's Mrs. Moore here, and I'm excited because today I get to teach you our fifth geometry lesson. By the end of our lesson today, you will be able to do two things. First, you will be able to identify and describe polygons based on their attributes or characteristics. Boys and girls, you will also be able to identify the number of right angles a polygon has. As always, please make sure you have a pencil and a piece of paper or notebook, and if you have a math packet, have that out too, right next to you so that you're able to participate along with me while we learn this wonderful new information. Let's begin by reviewing the wonderful geometry vocabulary you learned during our 4 previous lessons. You know a lot of wonderful things, and these things are going to help you be very successful with our new learning today. First, you know that a polygon is just any closed shape with 3 or more angles. You know a side is any line segment with 2 endpoints used to form a polygon. And angles are formed when 2 sides meet or come together, like the corners of a shape. I have a task for you. Would you please pause the video and draw the shape in the middle of my screen on your paper? Please label the sides and angles of the shape and identify the shape and write down the name of the shape. Did you do it? Wonderful. You're exactly right. This is a triangle, and so it has 3 sides and 3 angles where the 2 sides meet or come together. We know this triangle has 2 angles that are less than 90 degrees, and today we're going to learn about a new, very special type of angle known as a right angle. A right angle is an angle of 90 degrees, as in the corner of a square. It's where 2 perpendicular straight lines come together. You'll notice that this angle right here is a right angle because where the 2 sides meet is the intersection of 2 perpendicular straight lines. I'm going to get to teach you a trick to be able to determine if angles within polygons are right angles or not. I have one more fun task for you, 3rd graders. So to be successful with our lesson today, you're going to need to be able to identify polygons based on the number of sides they have. Over the course of the last week, you've gotten really good at this. And so I would like for you to pause the video and identify the names of these polygons and write down their attributes. Let's check your work. So, were you able to determine that this first polygon is a triangle because it has 3 sides and 3 angles? Our second polygon is called a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides and 4 angles. This particular quadrilateral is a rectangle. We know that a 5-sided polygon is called say it out loud, pentagon. Would you please say the name of the 2 remaining polygons when I point to them? This first polygon is a hexagon with 6 sides, and our final polygon is a octagon with 8 sides. Boys and girls, to be able to do our task today, you're going to need to be able to identify many polygons with me. So would you please get out your polygon vocabulary sheet that you can use for a reference if you need it. If you remember them all in your head, that's okay too. But pull this out because it might be helpful for you when we're identifying shapes. Now is a really important time because this is our new learning for the day. So please make sure you're sitting up straight and you're really focused so you're able to learn this new important information. Boys and girls, today we're going to be learning all about right angles. And we're going to need to be able to identify the number of right angles that different shapes or polygons have. You know just a tiny bit about right angles from our quadrilateral lesson. Today we're going to really focus on them. A right angle is an angle of 90 degrees, as in the corner of a square, or the intersection of two perpendicular straight lines. I know that this angle is a right angle because there are two perpendicular straight lines that come together to form this corner. One wonderful way to check your right angles is by using a piece of paper, and I'm going to show you all about that as we move forward. Would you please take your finger and rub it along the edges of your paper, or the corners? The corners of your paper, they're all right angles, because you'll notice that the edge of the top of your paper meets with the side of the paper perpendicularly. They meet to form a perfect angle, like the angle of a square. This angle is not a right angle because you'll notice that the sides do not meet. They are not perpendicular. You'll see that this angle is smaller than this 90-degree angle. Look, it's not straight down and straight across. It's slanted. So it's not a right angle. Pause the video and be ready to tell me, how are right angles different from angles that are not right angles? Yes, the right angles are the intersections of two perpendicular straight lines, and you can always check to verify if an angle is a right angle by using the corner of any rectangle, like a piece of paper. Wonderful. Okay, third graders, you're going to do some sorting with me to determine whether or not these angles are right angles or not right angles. I've done the first for you. Let's look at this angle. Is this angle a right angle? Well, yes, because I know there's two straight lines that are perpendicular that come together. It looks just like the corner of a square. So this is a right angle. This angle is not a right angle. I know because this is wider than a right angle. Look, a right angle is when there are two perpendicular lines that meet to form the corner of a square. This is much bigger than a right angle. You'll learn more about these angles that are bigger than right angles in 4th grade. They're called obtuse angles. Let's look at this angle. Is this a right angle or is it not a right angle? Well, Mrs. Moore has prepared this right angle check for you. It looks just like your piece of paper. So I'm going to pull my right angle check down. Look, my right angle check does not line up perfectly with this angle. It is not a right angle. It is not straight down and straight across. What about this remaining angle? I'm going to let you sort it. Is it a right angle or not a right angle? You're exactly right. It is a right angle, and I'm going to use my check. Yes, it fits perfectly, just like the corner of a rectangle, boys and girls. Wonderful job. And you'll notice that the orientation or the position of these right angles are different. That doesn't matter. The orientation doesn't matter. All that matters is that two perpendicular lines meet, whether it's at the top of a shape or the bottom. It doesn't matter. They're still right angles. And remember to have a piece of paper handy, just like my right angle check. Okay, 3rd graders, this is just like your assignment today. So we're going to do some practice together so that you're able to complete this assignment very successfully on your own. So we have 2 steps today. We're going to identify the name of each polygon by counting the side lengths. We're also going to determine the number of right angles or 90-degree angles it has. You can do the first step by yourself. Count the number of the side lengths and tell me the name of this polygon. Pause the video. Precisely. This polygon, you guys know right away, is called a what? It is a pentagon. And the reason it's a pentagon is because it has 5 sides. How many 90-degree right angles does it have? As in the corner of a square. Ooh, I know right away these are right angles. Look, because they go straight across and straight up, just like the corner of a piece of paper. Look, this one too. It goes straight up and straight across, just like the corner of a piece of paper. These angles are not right angles. Look, I could use my right angle check to check. Let's see. I'm right. These corners are not right angles. So count the number of right angles this pentagon does have. Pause the video and get ready to say it out loud. How many right angles does this pentagon have? Exactly, it only has 2 right angles where there are 2 perpendicular straight lines that meet, just like the corner of a square. Oh my goodness, I know you guys can do this one. We don't even need to pause the video. Say out loud, what is the name of this polygon? Wonderful, it is a rectangle. How many right angles does a rectangle have? Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. You are right. All of the angles in this rectangle are right angles because look, they're all perpendicular straight sides that come together. I don't even need to use my checker for that one. This one is just a tiny bit trickier. Let's begin, as always, by you identifying the name of this polygon by counting the side lengths. What is the name of the polygon? Pause the video if you need to figure it out. What is the name of this polygon? It is a pentagon. How many right angles does this particular pentagon have? Pause the video and count to see how many right angles does it have. If you said 0, you were absolutely correct. Because look, though these angles look like right angles, are they perfectly angled straight across and straight down or perpendicular? No, you'll notice that this angle is actually going outward. It's slanted. It's not a perfect right angle. So that's not a right angle. Let's check this one. Ooh, the same thing. Look, the angle is angling outward, not straight up. So even though it's close to a right angle, this pentagon doesn't have any right angles. There is no place where 2 sides meet perfectly straight across and straight up. So if you said 0, you are correct. I'm going to let you guys do this by yourself. Use your piece of paper as a check to determine how many right angles this polygon has and what's the name of this polygon. Excellent work. This polygon is a hexagon. Give yourselves a pat on the back for figuring that out because it has 6 sides. How many right angles did this hexagon have? Not even one. It has 0 right angles. There are no places where 2 perpendicular straight lines come together to form a perfect corner like the corner of a square. Okay, let's do one more together. What is the name of this polygon? You're right, it's a triangle because it has 3 sides and 3 angles. Boys and girls, how many right angles does this triangle have? If you said this triangle has only 1 right angle, you are exactly right. I'm going to use my right angle check to confirm. Nope, this angle is not 90 degrees. No, these are not perpendicular sides. But this side is a perfect right angle. There are 2 perpendicular straight sides that meet to form a perfect angle that's 90 degrees, just like the corner of a square. Boys and girls, I'm going to introduce your assignment to you, and we're going to do one of the problems together. Then I'm going to let you finish carefully on your own. So for our assignment today, you're going to identify the name of polygons. You're going to write the name, and then you're going to count the number of right angles each polygon has. You could use a checker if you need to. So let's do 2 together. This first shape we knew is a triangle. Pause the video and get ready to tell me, why is this shape a triangle? Exactly, this shape is a triangle because it has 3 sides. How many right angles does this triangle have? It only has one. This is a right angle, and these two aren't. So I wrote in the number of right angles box, this triangle has only one right angle. Okay, I'm going to let you guys do this one. How many side lengths does this shape have, and what is the name of the shape? Precisely, this is a pentagon because it has 5 sides. So in the name of shape, I would write what? Exactly, pentagon. Then it says the number of right angles the shape has. So I need to determine not how many angles it has, but how many right angles it has. It doesn't have a single right angle, and I'm using my paper right now to see if the corners match up perfectly. You're right, none of these angles are right angles. So I would say this pentagon has 0 right angles. The rest of this worksheet you're going to get to do by yourself. Please take your time and check your work and use your resources to be successful. Thank you for your fantastic listening. I cannot wait to see your work today.